Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jeremy Sadowski, and I'm here to bring you exciting Maricosta Mustang varsity football. Tonight, the Mustangs travel to Redondo for the Battle of the Beach versus the Redondo Union Seahawks. Of course, this is a big-time rivalry for the Mustangs. You can throw out the records when these two teams meet because it is for bragging rights. However, this game is going to be also very important for the Bay League standings. For the Mustangs, if they're able to win tonight, they will be in second place all alone. If Redondo is able to pull off a win tonight, they will be tied with Maricosta and Peninsula. So this is an important matchup in the Bay League standings as well as for the rivalry. The Seahawks are coached by Matt Ballard and enter tonight's contest with a 4-5 record and a 2-2 league record with losses versus Palos Verdes and Peninsula. Mustangs, of course, are coached by Don Morrow and come into tonight's game with a 5-4 record and a 3-1 league record. The Seahawks will have a freshman at quarterback tonight, number 2, Caden Martin, the 6-foot, 185-pound son of USC offensive coordinator and national championship winner at the University of Tennessee, T. Martin. Mustangs, of course, are led by senior quarterback Nick Carpino, as well as running back Kuda Thormasgard, offensive lineman AJ Oshode, Tommy Undaraga, Jordan Corral, receivers Matt Harry, and Eddie Bergadonovan. As the captains are meeting at midfield tonight, captains for the Mustangs, of course, are number 3, Nick Carpino, number 21, Matt Harry, number 9, Eddie Bergadonovan, and number 5, Coda Thormasgard. Again, this is a huge matchup for the Mustangs, as the Mustangs have not defeated Redondo since 2013. So none of these players on the field have defeated Redondo at the varsity level. So again, this is a huge rivalry game. You know, I'll never forget playing versus Redondo here at the Seahawk Bowl and getting a huge win, which knocked Redondo out of any kind of playoff contention. So it's a huge game. These schools are close together. In fact, the year before that game in '90, some Seahawk fans came over to Cooper Field at Waller Stadium wanting to write Redondo across the middle of the field. However, they misspelled it and wrote Redondo. A nice little memory there of the rivalry. Again, this is a huge, big-time rivalry. This is the Mustangs' biggest rivalry, so I'm excited, always excited for the Maricosta Redondo game. As we are getting ready, Mustangs will receive to start tonight's contest. And again, these players have known each other, grown up next to each other, and some good friendships, but you know, that's all put aside once the game is going. As the Mustangs are getting ready, they're getting pumped up down on the field for this huge Battle of the Beach. And the Mustangs take the field. Mustangs even brought out a new flag for the occasion, a green flag with MC in gold. Fans, I'd like to take this time to thank longtime Maricosta football sponsor Skechers for their longtime support of the Mustang football program. Also, this Sunday, Skechers will have their 10th annual peer-to-peer friendship walk, which will benefit schools in the South Bay and kids with special needs, as we are getting ready for the start of tonight's game, as the kick is a high end-over-ender and it will be down for a touchback, so the Mustangs will start off on their own 20-yard line. Coach Morrow, before coming to Maricosta, actually started his coaching career here at Redondo prior to going to South Torrance and then to Costa, where he has established himself as a Costa legend. As Carpino takes the ball for himself and goes around the left end, picks up a nice gain. We've seen quarterback Nick Carpino do this all season. Usually it's on a third down and long, and he gets just enough for the first down. That one, he was looking to gain some yardage to get this started. As he hands the ball off to Dakota Thormasgard around the left end, where he is stopped by number 52, Jacob Nash, the defensive tackle for the Seahawks. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 situation. Mustangs in shotgun. Carpino back to pass. He's going to throw it out to his left. A little screen play to Brody McKinnon. Picks up a nice gain on that play. Of course, McKinnon was that same play sprung him for a huge gain a couple weeks ago. Man in motion, Mustangs in shotgun. Carpino back to pass. He is scrambling and just gets the ball out to avoid the sack. Man in motion into a trips left formation. Carpino with the read option fakes it to Thormasgard. He's still on his feet and he will get maybe a couple yards on the play for the Mustangs. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long situation here for the Mustangs. Carpino back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side, and a leaping catch by Brody McKinnon. He was well covered on the play by number 3, Anthony Talley, but McKinnon out-jumped him and hauled in the pass. Let's take another look at this play as quarterback Carpino with a very accurate throw, and like I said, McKinnon was covered, but he out-jumped the Redondo defender and brought in the pass. McKinnon has had an incredible season for the Mustangs. Of course, he's only a sophomore. I formation for the Mustangs, man in motion, that's Harry in motion, and the ball is going to go to number 5, senior Dakota Thormasgard. He's going to get it to the Redondo 4. Well, it'll be 2nd and goal for the Mustangs. I formation. Carpino's going to hand it off again to Thormasgard, and he is going to be stopped maybe for a half a yard loss on the play. 3rd down and goal for the Mustangs. I formation. Man in motion from right to left. Carpino fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it to his right-hand side and has a man open for the Mustang touchdown. That's number 86, sophomore Danny Millay. Let's take another look at this play as the Mustangs set up this pass with the run. I formation again. There's the fake handoff, and Millay slips into the end zone and is able to make a nice leaping catch to put the Mustangs on the board in this huge battle of the beach. Suddenly in for the extra point. It's up high straight, and it is good. So the Mustangs take a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. Senior Jack Austin to kick off for the Mustangs. And the ball is dropped. Let's see who gets it. Appears the Seahawk might have been able to jump on it. And that was number 82, Robert Baker, who dropped the ball, who was able to recover his own muffed Martin to hand the ball off, and he hands it off to number 9, DeMarcus Johnson, who was stopped for a yard loss. Of course, quarterback is a freshman. We'll be seeing a lot of him over the next 4 years. Caden Martin, son of T. Martin, USC offensive coordinator, as he completes a pass out to his left to Drew Wilson, the junior tight end. It's going to set up a 3rd and 3. Pistol eye for the Seahawks. It's going to be a handoff to Johnson again. Johnson with a couple nice nifty moves will get it up to the Redondo 46-yard line. Good for a Seahawk first down. Again, this is a very important matchup for both teams for their playoff future. As Seahawks come out in shotgun, little razzle-dazzle here. It's back to Martin. He's throwing it deep and nearly intercepted by Jack Donahue for the Mustangs. So it's going to be a 2nd down and 10 situation here for the for the Seahawks. Martin back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side and overthrows his man, number 13, Edward Martin. Coach Moore, of course, is the defensive coordinator this season. Seahawks are coming out in a trips right formation. A pistol formation here for the Seahawks. Martin back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle and nearly intercepted again by the sophomore Richard Kick. Richard has had a very nice season here, making some huge plays in Bay League action. Seahawks will be punting the ball here in the first quarter. Calling for the fair catches, number 15 sophomore Brady McKinnon, as Matt Baker was definitely liking what he saw from his offense on the first drive of tonight's game. Mustangs will start their second drive on their own 22-yard line. Shotgun formation, Carpino back to pass. He completes it to Eddie Donovan, who will get to about the 39-yard line. Nice job of Eddie getting that extra yardage, setting up a 2nd down and 6. A tight trips right formation for the Mustangs. Carpino's going to hand it off to Thormesgard around the left-hand side. He fumbles it, but fortunately it goes out of bounds, giving the Mustangs a first down. I formation, or single back formation here for the Mustangs. Carpino changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He is going to fake the handoff. He's rolling out to his right. He's looking to throw. He's just going to take it himself and gain some yardage. Again, Nick Carpino is very fast and elusive. If you don't have a proper angle on him, he's going to make you pay. And make you pay dearly, as picks up the first down. I formation. He's going to hand the ball off to Thormesgard around the right side, where he is stopped, possibly for a loss on the play by Lance Bergma. Second down and 11 for the Mustangs. I formation. Carpino back to pass, and he is going to be brought down for a sack by number 66, Keith Marco, the sophomore for the Seahawks. That will bring up a 3rd and very long situation here as the Mustangs shift. Carpino goes out to a slot. Reed Vibre in at quarterback. He's looking to throw. Nice stiff arm there. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side. Incomplete. Intended for Coda Thormesgard. Saw a flag on the play. Most likely it will be a holding against the Mustangs. Let's see what the referee says here. In fact, it is a holding against the Mustangs. Penalty will be declined, and that will bring up a 4th down for Maricosta. Jack Austin punts the ball away, and it will take a Mustang bounce to about the Seahawk 28-yard line, where the Seahawks will take over here late in the first quarter as the handoff goes to Johnson, and he is thrown down by senior Bobby Millay, who has been a stalwart on the line, both offensive and defensive, for the Mustangs. One of 4 Millay brothers to play for the Mustang football program. Him and his brother Danny currently teammates on this year's squad, as Richard Kick with another nice play. The sophomore with penetration and getting the tackle in the backfield. I definitely have liked what I've seen so far this season from Richard. Seahawks in shotgun. Martin looking over the sideline. The freshman quarterback is back to pass. He's going to take off himself. He's showing some wheels on the play, and whoa, he is thrown out of bounds by number 8, Cole Trejo. Good to see Cole back in the lineup for the Mustangs. Fourth down and 8. Seahawks in punt formation. It's a high. Takes a Mustang bounce there and will be downed at the Seahawk 42-yard line with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mustangs have great field possession here, and that ball is complete to Ryan Moreno. However, it might have been a loss on the play. Oh, it was a short gain, bringing up 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs. Shotgun formation. Carpino back to pass. The play will be blown dead. Appears there might have been a false start on the Mustangs. And indeed there was a false start, so that will march the Mustangs back 5 yards here. Be a 2nd down and about 14 for the Mustangs. Shotgun formation. Carpino fakes the handoff. Now he's going to throw it to Moreno out of the backfield. Moreno with a couple nice moves will gain back the 5 yards from the penalty, plus a few more to set up a 3rd down and about 7 here for the Mustangs as the first quarter is winding down. A tight trips right formation for Maricosta. Carpino fakes the handoff to Moreno. It's going to take it himself around the left-hand side and is tripped up by the Seahawks. A nice saving tackle there by Redondo to force a 4th down situation, and that will do it for the end of the first quarter. The Mustangs lead the Seahawks 7-0. Tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Skechers, is: in the late 1980s, during the Maricosta-Redondo rivalry week, some Redondo students came over to Maricosta and attempted to write something on Cooper Field at Waller Stadium. What did they write? A bonus trivia question for tonight's game is: recently, a rivalry trophy was established for the winner of the Maricosta-Redondo game. What is that rivalry trophy? To answer tonight's trivia question, log on to Maricosta High School football players on Facebook. First person to answer a question correctly will receive a point. Person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a pair of shoes courtesy of longtime Mustang football sponsor Skechers. Carpino is able to complete a pass over the middle to McKinnon. Good for a 1st down. Mustangs are shifting Carpino to a slot. Reed Vibre in at quarterback. He's going to take it on the read option, get down to about the Seahawk 25-yard line. Setting up a 2nd down and 7 situation here in the second quarter. Mustangs again shift Carpino to that slot position. Vibre, empty backfield for the Mustangs, will take it himself on the quarterback keeper, and he gets a good block and gets all the way down to about the Seahawks 6-yard line. Great job by Reed Vibre on that quarterback keeper there. Vibre is really effective on the read option, as the Mustangs will come out in an offset I formation. Carpino's going to roll out to his right. He's looking still for a man and will complete it to Vibre, who is spinning and will get to about the Seahawk 2-yard line. Carpino is really effective throwing on the run for the Mustangs, and that will set up a 2nd down and goal situation from about the Seahawk 2-yard line. I formation for the Mustangs. Carpino's going to hand it right up the middle to fullback Reed Vibre, and Vibre pounds his way into the end zone for a Mustangs touchdown. Great job there by Vibre on that drive, running the ball on the ground as he motions to the coaching staff to keep feeding him the ball, as Southerly comes in for the extra point for the Mustangs. With 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first half, the Mustangs have a 14-0 lead over the Seahawks in this key Bay League matchup. Southerly will kick off for the Mustangs, and that's a high end over ender, which will go into the end zone for a touchback. Redondo will start off at their own 20-yard line here in the second quarter, trying to get something on the board. Martin in shotgun. He's going to take it himself on the read option. He will gain about 5 yards, maybe 6 on the play, setting up a 2nd down and 4 situation. And the handoff will go up the middle for a couple yards, giving the Seahawks a 1st down. Offset I for Redondo. There was a penalty on the play. Appears it will be a false start against the Seahawks. So Seahawks started off well, getting a 1st down. However, the penalty will bring them back 5 yards. Offset I for Redondo. Play action fake. He throws it up. It's tipped and intercepted by Luke Weaver, and Weaver gets it down inside the Redondo 20-yard line there. Big play for the Mustang defense. Let's take another look at this play as the ball is thrown high and tipped by the Redondo receiver, and Weaver is right there to intercept it and gets a nice return inside the Redondo 20-yard line. Mustangs will have excellent field position with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half. Timeout on the field, so the Mustangs are in the red zone at the Redondo 15-yard line. Man in motion, shotgun formation for Maricosta. Carpino back to pass. He is going to take it himself. He's going to throw it now, and it is incomplete, intended for Matt Harry in the end zone. Great job by Carpino to avoid the pressure and then see the open receiver, but just a little bit overthrown. It's going to bring up 2nd down for the Mustangs. Offset I right for Maricosta. Carpino fakes the handoff. Now he's scrambling out to his left. Gets a good block. Throws and completes it to Thormasgaard inside the 5. However, I believe there might have been a penalty on the play. There was a holding on it. I didn't see the hold However, I saw Carpino with a nice scramble to avoid the pressure and he was able to find Thorma's guard open near the end zone. Trips right for Maricosta. Carpino's going deep down the left-hand side, intended for Brody McKinnon. Incomplete. There appeared to be a little defensive holding. No flag, however, on the play. Mustangs in I formation, or shotgun formation. Carpino looking to set up that wide receiver screen again to McKinnon. This time is not able to get a huge play like he has on the previous few times we've seen that play. 4th down for Maricosta. Let's see what Coach Morrow wants to do in this situation, as Mustangs will call timeout to discuss it with 7 minutes 33 seconds. Mustangs will go for it here on 4th down. Actually, Carpino shifts and will do a pooch punt. A nice kick by the senior. Will be downed at the Redondo 5-yard line. So now the Seahawks got 95 yards to the end zone as quarterback Martin tries to run it himself. However, he will be sacked by the Mustang defense, setting up a second and about 10 or second and 12 situation. He will hand the ball off to Johnson on the play, where he's met by a herd of Mustangs. Trips right for the Seahawks. Shotgun formation. Martin back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle, and that ball was dropped by number 5, Drew Wilson, the junior tight end. That one hit him right in the hands and nearly was intercepted again. Martin's definitely not getting too much help from his receivers so far to start tonight's game, as John Lynch will punt the ball for the Seahawks, takes a Seahawk roll, and will be downed at the Seahawk 44-yard line. Again, the Mustangs will start a possession in Seahawk territory. Carpino gets out of pressure and finds Thorma's guard, but Thorma's guard was unable to hold on to the pass. 2nd down for Maricosta at the Seahawk 45-yard line. Man in motion, I formation. Handoff goes to the tailback, Thorma's guard. Good for a couple yards on the play. We'll set up a 3rd down and 8 situation here in the second quarter for the Mustangs. Offset I right formation for Maricosta. Carpino under center. He's dropping back. He's now scrambling to his left. He's now scrambling back to his right. He's going to throw it to his right and complete it to Danny Millay. After all of that, it appears the Mustangs might have lost 2 yards on the play. Carpino ran about 50 yards just to get rid of the ball. Mustangs motion into a trips left formation. Carpino will drop back and pooch punt again for the Mustangs. And he will get a very good roll, as it will be downed inside the 5-yard line. 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Martin back to pass, will throw it over the middle and complete it to number 12 of the Seahawks, Aiden Goldfield. The senior wide receiver with a nice gain for Redondo. Pistol formation here for the Seahawks, and the ball will be handed off to Johnson. Nice move there by Johnson. Johnson might go the distance, and Jackson Fisher pushes him out at about the 15-yard line. The last man to beat, he wasn't able to beat, as Jackson Fisher was able to take a proper angle and knock him out of bounds. It was more about the 20-yard line, Mustang 20. So the Seahawks are definitely getting a drive going here, starting at their own 5-yard line, and now at the Mustangs 15. They shift the running back to Martin's right-hand side, and Martin's thrown to the end zone, and that ball is going to be intercepted by Jackson Fisher. Fisher prevented the touchdown, pushing out Johnson on that long run, and then makes a nice leaping interception for the Mustangs to prevent the Seahawks from scoring. Let's take another look at this play as Fisher has great position on the receiver, makes a leaping catch, and gets the turnover for the Mustangs. Huge plays by the junior cornerback Jackson Fisher, saving a touchdown twice on that drive. Shotgun formation. Carpino back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side and overthrows McKinnon. Good coverage there by the Seahawks on that play. It's going to bring up a second down situation. Mustangs will shift. Carpino will go to the slot. Verbre in at quarterback. He's going to take it on the read option. Gets a nice block there by Corral, and he is spun down for little to no gain on the play. Actually, it will gain maybe a yard or so, bringing up a third down situation here. We have that tight trips left formation, shotgun. Carpino back to pass. He is scrambling. He's now throwing it deep down the right-hand side, and that ball is dropped by Matt Harry, which will set up a fourth down situation here for the Mustangs. Austin in to punt. It's a high end over ender. Takes a huge Mustang bounce and gets the Mustang roll, and that will roll all the way down to the 15-yard line. Great punt by the senior Jack Austin to pin the Seahawks back deep once again. Mustang special teams has been really effective so far, pinning the Seahawks to their 5 twice and their 15 to start this drive, as the ball is handed off up the middle to number 25, Grant Bergma. Good for a few yards, setting up a 2nd and 6, and the handoff is going to be this time to number 23, CJ Dietrich. Third down for the Seahawks. Trips right formation. Martin in shotgun. Single running back. Martin back to pass. He's looking to throw it deep to the right-hand side, and that ball's going to be intercepted again by Jackson Fisher, his second of the night. So the last 2 passes Martin has thrown, Jackson Fisher has been the recipient of both, as Fisher read that one all the way and makes a nice catch as the Seahawk receiver turned into a defender. However, Fisher, the Mustang DB / wide receiver, was able to haul that one in for his second interception of the night. With 1 minute and 13 to go in the half, Carpino is rolling out to his right. He's going to step up. He is going to be sacked on the play. Ball is loose. It appears that he was down by contact, and that will bring up a 2nd and long situation. Seldom Carpino is sacked. That has definitely been a rarity this season, as he hands the ball this time to Coda Thormasgaard. Good for a few yards on that play. Coach Morrow definitely is liking what he is seeing here in the first half, as there is timeout on the field. Mustangs lead the Seahawks with 14 seconds and a 14-0 score. Carpino rolling out to his right. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side. Incomplete. Matt Harry made the catch but was not able to get a foot in bounds. And here comes the punt, which might just about do it for the first half. Let's see if there's any time left here. Should be enough time for about one more play for the Seahawks. Looks like the Seahawks will call, Maricosta will call timeout here with 4 seconds to go here in the first half. Pistol formation for Martin. He's just barely able to corral the high snap and hand the ball off to Johnson, and he will be taken down by Dunlap, and that will end the first half of play. Mustangs lead 14-0. Tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Skechers, is: in the late 1980s, during rivalry week, some Seahawk fans came over to Maricosta and attempted to write something on Cooper Field at Waller Stadium. What did they attempt to write? Also, a bonus question for tonight's game. Recently, a rivalry trophy was established for the winner of the Maricosta Redondo game. What is that trophy? To answer tonight's trivia question, log on to Maricosta High School football players on Facebook. The first person to answer the question correctly will receive a point. The person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a pair of shoes courtesy of longtime Mustang football sponsor Skechers. Also, fans, you can check out past Mustang football action on YouTube on the Maricosta Football channel. And for live updates during Maricosta football games, you can follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Sadowski. As the Mustangs are getting ready to kick off here to start the second half of play, Southerly with a booming kick into the end zone, and the Seahawks will start at their own 20-yard line to start off the second half. Mustangs had a dominating first half, leading Redondo 14-0. Good start to tonight's Battle of the Beach for the Mustangs. Offsides on that play, so Seahawks will have a 1st and 5 to start the second half. Interesting formation here. It's an I formation, a variation of the pistol, with the quarterback lining up between the fullback and the tailback as Martin throws it deep down the left-hand side and completes it to number 6, Marquise Alexander, the junior. Big play there by the Seahawks. So Seahawks are coming out throwing again, that variation of the pistol I formation. Martin again is lining up between the fullback and the tailback, and he's going to hand it off this time to Johnson, who is going to take it around the right-hand side and get it down to about the Mustang 22-yard line. Seahawks are starting a nice drive here to start the third quarter. Pistol eye for the Seahawks. Martin looks to the side for the play call. He is going to take it on the read option around the right-hand side, and he's going to be tackled there by Richard Kick. Nice gain by Martin. It's going to set up a 2nd and 4. We got a pistol eye left for the Seahawks. Martin again looking over to the sideline. That's the second time before this play he's looked over. He didn't like what he saw. He's back to pass. He's looking to run it himself again around the right-hand side and picks up enough for the first down. However, I did see a flag come in. Let's see what the call is on this play. I believe it is going to be holding versus the Seahawks. And indeed, it will be a hold versus Redondo, a huge penalty against the Seahawks. What would have been a first and goal situation is now going to be a second down and long from the Maricosta 31-yard line. So a huge turn of events here. Pistol eye right for the Seahawks. It's going to be handed off to Johnson around the left-hand side. Nice move to cut it inside for Johnson. And he will be thrown down for not too much of a gain, maybe about 8 yards on the play. And it's still going to be a long third down situation here for the Seahawks. Trips left. Pistol formation. Martin's going to throw it over the middle, and it is dropped by Drew Wilson, the tight end. Drew's had a couple drops after making a nice play for the Seahawks. Fourth down situation for Redondo. Trips left. Pistol formation. Martin back to pass. He is going to throw it over the middle again and again. He is not getting any help from his receivers as it is dropped. Carpino on the read option will not get much yardage, so the Mustangs take over on downs after the Seahawks drive stalled on that crucial holding call. Second down here for the Mustangs, I formation. Carpino's going to hand the ball off to Dakota Thormasgard up the middle, and he tries to bounce it out to the right-hand side. Picks up a few yards on the play. It's going to be a third down and about 4 for the Mustangs here in the third quarter. I formation, Carpino under center. He's going to hand the ball off again to Thormasgard. However, Thormasgard is going to be stopped in the backfield. That's going to bring up a fourth down situation here for the Mustangs. Austin in punt formation. Here comes the kick. It's a booming high end over ender, taken at about the 31-yard line and returned to about the 39. Good for about 8 yards on the return with 8 minutes and 2 seconds. However, there is another hold against Redondo, so their somewhat good field position will be knocked back once again. Redondo will start from its own 24-yard line. I formation, Martin under center. He's going to hand the ball off up the middle to the tailback. That's number 23, C.J. Dietrich, the senior running back. I formation again. Martin fakes it to Dietrich. He's going to throw it deep down the right-hand side, and that is intercepted by Jackson Fisher. That's his third interception of the night. That ties a Maricosta single game record that was held by Mike Enos, as we see another leaping catch there for Fisher. Great job by Fisher, tying the Mike Enos single game record with 3 interceptions that was established in 1997. That record 21 years ago was set, of course, during Maricosta's second championship run, and of course was set by legendary Mustang player Mike Enos, who has the single game record with 3, the single season record with 16, and the career record with 25 interceptions. Carpino's scrambling out to his right, throws it incomplete, was just looking to avoid the sack on that play. We'll set up a third down and 10 situation for the Mustangs. Trips right. Carpino in shotgun. He drops back to pass. He's going to throw it deep to the left-hand side and completes it to Brody McKinnon, who was triple covered. But he hauls it in for a Mustang first down. Again, trips right for the Mustangs. Mustangs motion into a doubles right and left formation. Carpino in shotgun. He's back to pass, and he is going to step up into the pocket and throw it deep, incomplete. That's going to set up a third down here for the Mustangs at the Seahawk 46-yard line. Again, the Mustangs are dominating this game in all facets. Trips right for the Mustangs. Single back formation, Carpino in shotgun. Carpino back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side and incomplete. McKinnon had a hand on it but was unable to haul in that pass. The sophomore sensation has been fabulous so far this season. Man in motion, that's Fisher from left to right, setting up a trips right formation. Carpino back to pass, completes it again. That wide receiver screen to McKinnon. Not able to get much yardage after the catch. It's going to bring up a fourth down situation. Mustangs are going to go for it. Carpino fakes the handoff. He's scrambling out to his right. He is going to take it himself, and I do not know if he was able to get enough yardage on the play. He did take somebody out on the sideline as he was pushed out of bounds. I hope she's okay. It appears that the officials might be calling for a measurement on the play, but however, Redondo did stop the Mustangs short of the line to gain and will take over on downs here in the third quarter. Offset right pistol I formation for Redondo, handed off to the tailback. Johnson picks up a few yards, is brought down by Slade Gordon and Richard Kick on the play. Setting up a 2nd and 5 situation. Again, the Seahawks come out in the offset I right. Interesting formation here for the Seahawks, as Martin was going to take it on a quarterback keeper around the left-hand side and gets a good gain all the way into Mustang territory, down to about the Mustang 39-yard line, picking up another first down for Redondo. Again, that offset I formation for the Seahawks as a penalty flag comes in. Let's see what the call is this time. Seahawks had a crucial holding call last drive and another holding call as they start moving the ball on this drive, which will bring them back. That previous holding call last drive really stalled their drive dead in its tracks, as the Seahawks are now back to the Mustang 48-yard line. Pistol formation this time for the Seahawks. Johnson in at running back. And there's a penalty on the play. It is going to be offsides against the Mustangs. So the Seahawks will get 5 yards of that penalty yardage back. Pistol formation for Redondo, and Martin's going to take it himself on the read option, and he is going to get nowhere. Malay and Trejo in on that stop for the Mustangs. 2nd down and long here for the Seahawks. Pistol formation. Martin looking over to the sideline, changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Martin's going to hand the ball off this time up the middle to Johnson, and he is again stopped by Gordon and Trejo. for only a couple yards on the play, setting up a 3rd down and 8 situation. Pistol formation. Martin again looking over to the sideline, getting the play. Martin back to pass. He's looking to his left and completes it this time to number 5, Drew Wilson, who's had a couple key drops for the Seahawks. Hauls that in for a big 1st down. Offset left, pistol formation for the Seahawks. Again, the Seahawks come in that offset pistol formation. Martin's going to take it himself and gets good yardage. A nice spin move around the left-hand side. Will get inside the Mustang 20-yard line, setting up a 2nd and short. I formation. Martin under center. He's going to look over again to the sideline. Again, the Seahawks come out in this no huddle but not hurry up offense as he shifts into an offset right pistol formation. Again, he's going to take it up the middle, and he is not going to get much yardage, but he didn't need much yardage. He got just enough for that Seahawk 1st down. Pistol formation for Redondo. Martin gets the play call. He moves his running back from behind to his right and throws it out to his left, and that is incomplete to Aiden Goldfield. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Offset left pistol formation for Redondo. Martin is going to hand the ball off up the middle to number 23, CJ Dietrich. Good for a good gain inside the Mustang 10-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 2 situation. Offset right. Martin under center fakes the handoff, and he is going to be sacked by number 39, senior Slade Gordon. Huge defensive play for the Mustangs, setting up a 4th down and 10 situation. Trips left for the Seahawks. Massive play there by Slade Gordon as the Seahawks were getting close to another 1st down. 4th down. Martin throws it over the middle and dropped once again by Drew Wilson. I believe that's the 3rd key drop he's had this game. Carpino rolling out to his right, throwing it deep down the right-hand side, and has a man, and that's number 8, senior Cole Trejo. Again, it's great to see Cole Trejo back in the lineup for the Mustangs, as that will end the 3rd quarter of play. Mustangs lead the Seahawks 14-0. Tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Skechers, is: in the late 1980s, during Maricosta and Redondo rivalry week, Redondo students came over to Maricosta and attempted to write something on Cooper Field at Waller Stadium. What did they attempt to write? Also, a bonus question is, recently a rivalry trophy was established for the winner of the Maricosta Redondo game. What is that rivalry trophy? To answer tonight's trivia questions, log on to Maricosta High School football players on Facebook. First person to answer the questions correctly will receive a point. Person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a pair of shoes courtesy of longtime Mustang football sponsor Skechers. That pass was ruled incomplete, intended for Brody McKinnon, and there was a penalty on the play. Appears to be a holding by the Mustangs. So the Seahawks have had a couple key penalties which have stalled a couple of their drives. Mustangs get a penalty here as they shift Carpino into the slot. Vibre is going to take it on the read option around the right-hand side. Good for a couple yards on that play. It's going to bring up a second second and long situation for the Mustangs. Carpino in shotgun, trips right for the Mustangs. He's going to throw it deep down the left-hand side and incomplete, intended for Cole Trejo. Third down for the Mustangs. Tight trips right formation. Single back, man in motion. Carpino back to pass. He's looking to run now. He's going to throw it deep down the right-hand side and incomplete. Had Cole Trejo there. However, the Seahawks had good coverage on that play, and that will force a fourth down here for the Mustangs. Austin in punt formation. He gets a line drive kick off, and that's going to be returned by Johnson. Johnson with a nice return is going to be dragged down. Seahawks will, however, have nice field position with 10 minutes and 39 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Seahawks need to score on this drive to make it a contest, as Martin will take it on the quarterback keeper. Will get into Mustang territory to about the 49-yard line, setting up a 2nd and 1 situation for the Seahawks. So it's do or die time for the Seahawks in this Battle of the Beach, as there is a timeout on the field. Of course, the Mustangs are coming off consecutive shutouts versus Lusinger and Centennial, trying to do the same here versus rival Redondo, as the Seahawks run it up the middle, good for a Seahawk first down. I wouldn't rule these Seahawks out yet, as they have their explosive quarterback, freshman number 2, Caden Martin. Caden with a little jump pass is batted down by Weaver. Weaver had an interception in the first half off the tip ball. This time tips it down away from the receiver. 2nd down and 10. That offset pistol eye formation with Martin taking the ball around the left-hand side, bringing up a 3rd down play here for the Seahawks. We got a pistol trips right formation. Johnson in at running back for Redondo. Martin back to pass. He's going deep down the left-hand side and incomplete, intended for Alexander. Good coverage on the play by number 10, senior Jake Salazar. It's going to bring up 4th down for the Seahawks. Again, the Seahawks have not been able to really move the ball consistently tonight, as they're going to try a little trick play that is not going to trick anybody, and that is going to turn over the ball on downs to the Mustangs. I formation. Carpino is going to hand the ball off the Thormasgard. Mustangs looking to run out the clock at this stage of the ball game. Thormasgard got a nice block on the play by fullback Reed Babre. I formation. Carpino again is going to hand the ball off to Thormasgard. AJ Oshode with a nice pulling block springs Thormasgard around the right-hand side, giving the Mustangs a first down and, more importantly, taking off more time off the clock. Man in motion, I formation. Carpino again will hand the ball off to Thormasgard up the middle, and Thormasgard is going to get down to the 2-yard line. Again, great job by that Mustang offensive line, as Thormasgard broke free untouched down to the 2-yard line. You got Oshode, Underaga, Malay, Ravel, Corral. They were bringing it on that play, as the ball will again be handed off to Thormasgard up the middle. He's going to be stopped short of the goal line. However, More importantly, that takes off more time off the clock for the Mustangs. You don't necessarily want to score fast on this drive. Offset I formation for the Mustangs. Handoff is going to go to Thormasgaard, and he's going to pound his way into the end zone for the Mustang touchdown. Mustangs were able to take time off the clock and get points on the board on that drive, and that might put the nail into the Seahawk coffin as Carpino congratulates Thormasgaard. Southerly to kick the extra point up high, straight, and good. So the Mustangs will take a 21-0 lead with 6 minutes and 24 seconds to go in the game. Austin to kick off for the Mustangs. A high short kick and a fair catch was called. However, I believe there was a penalty against the Mustangs on the play. An offsides on the Mustangs. In high school, the players are still allowed to get a running start. In the NFL, they have to start standing still, as the Mustangs will try the onside kick, just trying to avoid any kind of return here. Late here in the fourth quarter, 21-0. The Seahawks will start at the Mustang 48-yard line. Martin in the pistol formation. Mustang showing blitz. Martin looks over to the sideline. Martin is now forced out of the pocket to the right-hand side and is pressured to throw an incomplete pass intended for Johnson. Second down for Redondo. Trying to not get shut out here by the Mustangs, as Martin will be stopped in the backfield for a sack. Aiden Tomlinson got the sack on that play. It was going to be a run, but he was stopped in the backfield, so credit Tomlinson with the sack. Third down and long for the Seahawks. Again, Martin looking over to the sideline, trips right, pistol formation. Martin back to pass. He's going to throw it deep down the middle, and once again, it is dropped by number 5, Drew Wilson. That's the fourth key drop that Wilson has had tonight for the Seahawks. Trips left for Redondo. Pistol formation. Martin has definitely not had help from his receivers tonight, as he's going to throw it to the right-hand side, and he got some help on that play by Alexander, hauling in possibly the toughest catch of the night. It seems that the Seahawks dropped all of the other easy passes. However, he did not have enough for the first down, but the officials are calling for a measurement on the play. We'll see if this is indeed going to be a turnover on downs for the Seahawks, and it is going to be a Mustang first down. Alexander did not run that pattern deep enough, and the Mustangs will take over with 5 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Handoff goes to the tailback, Ryan Moreno, the sophomore. Good for a nice gain, setting up a second and short, but more importantly, taking off time off the clock. Offset I left for the Mustangs. Carpino definitely taking his time at this stage of the ball game. Surveying the field. He is going to hand the ball off to Moreno around the left-hand side, and Moreno is forced out of bounds. The only thing Moreno could have done better on that play other than getting the first down, would have been staying in bounds, but he is a sophomore, and he will definitely learn from the senior leadership that they just want to keep this clock rolling as Thormasgard takes it up the middle. Good for a few yards, and again, keeping that clock rolling. Carpino under center is going to hand it straight up the middle to fullback Reed Babre. Good for another couple yards, setting up a third down situation here for the Mustangs. Timeout on the play. Carpino did not like what he was seeing. However, he did take as much time as he could off the clock before calling the timeout. So the only thing left in doubt at this time is, will the Mustangs get the shutout of Redondo, as Thormasgard will take the handoff and get it to about the 40-yard line, setting up a fourth down situation for the Mustangs. Last time the Mustangs beat Redondo was in 2013 by a shutout, 35-0. So the Mustangs are looking to shut out the Seahawks once again as Carpino shifts into a punt formation and will pooch the ball down to about the Redondo 13-yard line. So with 1 minute and 57 seconds to go, Redondo's just trying to avoid the shutout at this point. Incomplete, second down for the Seahawks. Martin back to pass, is going to throw it out to the right-hand side, and the receiver does not get out of bounds, so that's going to keep the clock rolling. Martin looking to throw, he's still looking, and he's going to throw it deep down the left-hand side and complete it to Drew Wilson. Wilson has had a tough night here for the Mustangs with several key drop passes, but was able to haul that one in to keep the Seahawk drive alive, as Martin will be sacked by Jordan Corral on that play. Martin had nowhere to go, and that will bring up a second down and long situation here for the Seahawks. Mustang defense really wants this shutout of their arch rivals. Martin back to pass. He's still looking to downfield and completes it to Johnson, juggling catch, as Johnson will make it to midfield. Penalty flag on the play. There have been several key penalties against Redondo that have stalled a couple drives. Let's see what the call is on this play. In addition to those key penalties, the Mustangs have had 4 interceptions. The tipped interception by Weaver and the 3 interceptions by Jackson Fisher. Jordan being, of course, Jackson's older brother, who was a very talented Mustang football player several years ago. Pass is completed over the middle. That will keep the clock going and bring up a third down situation. And this should be the final play of the night. And Bobby Millay pops the ball free from Martin. It's picked up by Johnson, and Johnson is going to be thrown down in the middle of the field, and the Mustangs will snap the 4-game winning streak of Redondo in an impressive fashion, shutting out the Seahawks 21-0. Great job by the Mustangs in all facets of the game. On offense, scoring 21 points. On defense, getting 4 interceptions, as well as Jackson Fisher tying Mike Enos's single game record of 3 interceptions in a game. Again, that was established in 1997 during Maricosta's championship year, their second championship. On special teams, the Mustangs were able to pin back Redondo deep most of the night, and the Seahawks just could not get anything going as the Mustangs shut out the Seahawks 21-0. Mustangs will take second place in the Bay League and will be guaranteed a playoff spot. The Seahawks, however, will have to wait until Sunday to see if they make the CIF playoffs. Congratulations to the Mustangs defeating Redondo in the Battle of the Beach and guaranteeing themselves a playoff spot in the Division 6 CIF playoffs. Stay tuned for some post-game comments from tonight's exciting game versus the Redondo Seahawks, where your Mustangs shut out the Seahawks 21-0. And fans, I'd like to remind you to join me this Sunday for Skechers' 10th annual peer-to-peer friendship walk, which benefits local South Bay charities and children with special needs. See y'all out there.
Jeremy Stouts here with Mustang Senior Coda Thormesgard. Coda, Mustangs, another dominating performance, especially on defense, third straight shutout. It must be sweet to finally beat these Seahawks. Can you talk about tonight's game?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, third straight shutout, and the fact that this is my first varsity win against Redondo. It's the first time we beat them in 4 years. It's just a huge dub.
It's Jeremy Stouts here with Senior Cole Trail. Cole, it's great to see you back in the lineup. Mustangs, again, dominating tonight. What was it like for you to be back into the fray?
It felt like I wasn't gone. Like right when I got back, it just felt good to be back with all my teammates, and I just was happy to be a part of this win and beat the streak.
It's Jeremy Sowski here with Senior Reba Bray. Reed, Mustangs dominated the Seahawks. Must feel good to finally get a win under your belt against these guys. Can you tell me about tonight's game?
Yeah, you know, we just played hard the entire game. You know, I'm just really proud of how we came out in the first half and just started working and working. In the second half, we did the same thing, just laid the hat.
This is Jeremy Sowski with junior Jackson Fisher. Jackson, Mustangs dominated again on defense.
Yes, sir.
Third straight shutout,
Yes, sir.
and you added 3 interceptions to that. Can you talk about that defensive performance?
Well, I think we had a good plan going into the game. Coach Mora had a good plan for us, and we just all of us just did our jobs, and it just happened. It's a good experience for all of us.
All right, good luck in the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you.
It's Jeremy Sowski here with senior Nick Carpino. Nick, Mustangs finally beat Redondo. It's been a while. Can you talk about tonight's dominating performance?
Yeah, I mean, our defense played lights out all night. I think they forced 4 turnovers, 4 picks, 3 in the first half. We got out to a lead early. Offensive line played great. The receivers played great. Team win. Awesome. Going to playoffs, baby.
It's Jeremy Stouts with Coach Morrow. Coach, third straight shutout. Can you talk about this win versus Redondo?
Well, it's just great to finally get one against them. We were right where we were standing 2 years ago. We had our opportunities and we couldn't get the ball punched in. And you know, last year we came up short 23-20. So it's been a couple of years. That's a tribute to them, obviously. And so for us to finally get one is very sweet.